AI is taking over.
For better or for worse? Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of
Just One Bite.
I'm one of your hosts, Tiff at Take One for the Road.
And I'm Nina at Psycho Food. And as you heard, AI is taking over, but we don't know if it's good or bad.
I guess we will discuss this now.
Yes, pronto. No, I think it's like it has its ways. I think before everyone was like kind of against it because they already knew what like the repercussions
Outcome's gonna be.
Yeah, but I think from the last conversations we've had about it, it's like definitely been incorporated a lot more in our daily lives. Like if you think back, everyone, like a couple years ago when we were all like, oh my god, AI, it's like it's so new, nobody really knows much about it. And then I feel like we were still kind of reluctant to kind of touch it almost because we didn't want to like feed more information to it or like get into it. But then I think slowly I started hearing people be like, oh yeah, just ask chat, just ask like AI or something. If you don't know anything, people don't say like, oh, just like look it up like on Google.
Instead of used to be just Google it. Now everyone's like just ChatGPT it or like use AI.
Yeah, so I think it's definitely been something that people rely on a lot more. I mean, I don't know about you or like everyone else, but I feel like I actually rely on it quite often if I need a specific answer. And I would usually before actually turn to TikTok to like look at something like, oh, how to do this or whatever. But then now I've been looking more on like ChatGPT or like another like other AI to like help come up with ideas or like questions that I might have, even if it's something like generic, like the stuff that's like calculations too. Sometimes I even just go and chat to like look at it.
Yeah, I feel like ChatGPT, it definitely has its pros and cons, but I do think one of the biggest pros is it just makes people's lives easier. It's a great way to solve people's problems right away, whether it's creatively, financially, or just like just saving people a lot of time. I feel like you use it in your everyday, and I think a lot of people use it in their everyday lives, not just for like just to help with work or whatever, but also just personal questions. I heard like even a lot of people on the dating apps, like if like a lot of girls I've seen on TikTok, they will just chat with ChatGPT. They'll like screenshot the text of like what guys are sending them and then share it through ChatGPT and be like, what do you think? What should I say? Or like, how are you reading this? Like, are they into me or not? And like talk about how you're feeling, and chat will respond and interact with you.
So technically, like they say, you're not supposed to use like AI for like your mental health or whatever, but it's definitely kind of fun because I mean, you know, scenarios like that happen, like, oh, like this guy said like maybe next time or whatever, but then I'm sure there's a lot of like people who relate like, oh, are they putting me off or what? But then even like that started coming about where people rely on it first because I think people started using AI to like help them write work emails, and then they started slowly like saying, oh, what should I say to like my friend, or what should I say to my like partner or like my family about like X issue or something. And I think people started like relying it a little bit too much, but sometimes it does provide some like good options. Like obviously take it with like kind of a grain of salt, but like sometimes it comes up with some really, really good responses I wouldn't think of.
Yeah, it's pretty cool how much technology has changed because we've at least seen the cusp side of like when we didn't really have technology or computers were like kind of just becoming a thing, and now it's like we have AI where it has a mind of its own almost.
I know, it really does. Sometimes like I'll be on like the AI and be like, I don't like that answer, and then it'll be like, oh, sorry, let me come up with you something else. And I'm like, I don't like it. But I think for me, I don't really sometimes I'll give really good, like, I guess, detailed direction. But sometimes I'm just like, that wasn't great, like you should try better or something.
Oh my gosh.
It's like part of like the AI, and then I think it gets me like, I'm like, okay, let me try a different answer.
That's so funny. I talk to it as if it's a real human being. If I
Really?
like, if I don't like something, I'm like, oh, can you please I'll be like, oh, that was good, I like this, could you please provide me with more XYZ or something like that. And I talk to it as if I'm talking to my friend, because I don't know why I feel like
There's someone at the other end.
yeah, almost like, and I don't want to one day it like
turns against
me.
I think it would turn against me. I'm definitely like, don't do that, I don't like that, do it like the other way you did it. But it's not even like complete sentences sometimes. Yeah, but
that's so funny. Yeah.
What do you usually ask the like AI to do for you?
Sometimes I think to polish emails, maybe.
Sure, yeah.
Like if I'm trying to write to someone, either like let's say like a client or something, or like someone, like even a brand, sometimes like they do something that was kind of
like off-putting,
or they wasted my time or energy. I just want to make sure my email doesn't come across as like unprofessional or something. So I'll be like, oh, can you help me fine tune and polish this email? Or sometimes I like to I'll ramble a lot and I have so much to say, but a long email, it can be overwhelming. So I'm like, can you shorten my thoughts? Yeah, because it's like I've written everything, I've thought of everything, I just need you to condense this and pick out like what the most important things are, or phrase it in a better way. So I'll use it for like that. I think one cool thing I've used it for recently is on the Notions app. I use AI to help me prepare like trackers, like different trackers.
Oh, that's a good one.
To-do lists, and just form a template for me so I can input, like track my progress on collaborations and stuff like that.
That's a good way to use it. Yeah, I actually on Canva I use sometimes, like if I have like a client for an example and then I'm trying to grasp the colors, or I'm like, oh, I don't know what font that they're using, but then I'll ask like directly on Canva, because they have an AI there, and be like, oh, can you match the font to this, or can you make it a smaller, make it bold or whatever. So technically I'm not doing too much. Like you still have to select the element, but like you can ask you can ask the AI in Canva to like organize it for you.
That's so cool. See, like things like this that were like it's like saving us some time. I really appreciate it. Or it's like things I would have never even thought of, or I would have to like do a lot of research on, but it kind of just helps me save. It's more efficient. Even I saw this one girl, and I want to do this too. It's like you could chat GPT, let's say, and say like, oh, I have a budget of $100 to spend at Trader Joe's for groceries this week. I tell me like a grocery list, and then like meals I can prepare with it, and then under this budget, and I want it to be, let's say, a high protein, low carb diet, and then it'll give you a grocery list of what to buy, and like what recipes maybe you can make with it, and like
that's a good idea,
and it's all under your budget. So like things like that I think is so useful and so awesome,
because it's catered a little bit more to you. Yeah, that one's nice. Sometimes I'll use like before I forgot what everyone's order was, and I'll be like, oh, can you like grasp the what everyone's portion was, and then I'll have chat like organize it, like this is the receipt, but can you organize it between like what these people like ordered, because I don't know the exact price for each one. Like
that's good.
It was like an in and out order, so I'm like, everyone's order looked the same, so I'm kind of like, oh, how do I organize this?
That's smart too. That's super cool. Yeah, I feel like ChatGPT, it definitely is very beneficial, but also like I don't know if people are necessarily thinking of the repercussions of ChatGPT now, because I feel like a lot of people rely on it so heavily. There is this article that came out, or some news segment I saw a couple days ago, where it's like, is like the next generation, are they this like most stupid generation because they will be they rely on AI so much they're not thinking for themselves. And I was like, oh wow, I didn't even think of that. You know, that like a lot of the kids these days, they don't have to go through necessarily what we went through when we were in school. And
yeah, like I think it's the development of like more hard cognitive thinking that I think that's what they're probably saying in the article. Because I could see like, oh, if you don't problem solve, then like you'll just like go to chat to like figure it out. But then it's also, I could see them making the argument that if you have tools like AI, so you have more room to think of higher like cognitive things. But I'm just like, yeah,
but
I
are
guess.
people thinking of higher cognitive things? And because isn't the basics kind of a stepping stone to get there?
Yeah,
so if
yeah.
you're removing the basics of like problem solving, critical thinking, just the foundation of it, you're never going to achieve maybe necessarily
That
the
higher
higher level.
Yeah, it makes me kind of wonder, how do like other countries like deal with like this AI? Because for me, we hear a lot about that in the US, and it's like such a weird time too, because originally that they were kind of fighting for like the code of AI, because they didn't want to make it like public so that it's easier for people. But then now there's like so many different AIs that people have incorporated, and it's actually funny because everyone knew what ChatGPT was, but then now ChatGPT is considered like outdated already. So now they suggest that you should go on other AIs like Gemini or like Grok, which is like another popular like kind of search. Same concept, just a different platform.
Even my 92-year-old grandpa the other day was like, use Gemini, it's better than ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. So my grandpa is more woke than I am.
Yeah, because it's like you're feeding into the system of what it needs to learn, but it's also kind of scary because you're like, well, are you just kind of feeding it information so that it can become better than you? And then like obviously the whole issue about AI is that it's gonna like replace a lot of jobs and stuff.
And we're already seeing it, like all these tech layoffs. And I think there's a lot of conversation around, you know how growing up a lot of people want to study, let's say, computer science, software engineering. It's a very, you know, like it's a degree that is very well respected, and you're guaranteed a really great job. But now what we're seeing is AI is replacing these jobs. So it almost makes it seem like in the future, getting a degree in these majors maybe isn't necessarily the best option. Like,
yeah, it's kind of weird because I'm like, oh, well, why do people like have all these like technologies? Like, yes, to make it easier, but it's like, I don't know if it's like to make the labor easier, and then like, not that this is gonna happen, and I kind of feel like everyone should be like educated at the same amount, but unfortunately not everyone has the same like amount of education that they deserve. But it's like making me think, like, are they trying to give us AI to like they're trying to put AI into companies so that they basically eliminate those people who have higher degrees and make them work more like labor-esque jobs. Like, I'm not saying that's how like it should be, or that any like labor job is like bad, but it's like makes you think like, okay, so how come it's like we're being pushed out to have these higher like standards of thinking versus like, you know how the whole issue too is that we don't have enough like labor in the US and stuff. It's like, are they trying to make us go back to like doing more labor jobs?
I don't think that's what their goal is. I think at the end of the day, a company, they're looking at their P&L and they're just trying to cut costs, because at the end of the day, all a business cares about is making money. So they're not thinking about like,
well, not
their
to
employees,
not,
you
yeah,
know?
not that each company has a labor department, but I'm saying like, is that like their way, is that the reason why like all these tech people are trying to advance AI so that they can eliminate all the tech jobs, and so that it redistributes in other industries that require labor? You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I really think they're just using AI to cut costs so that they don't have to pay employees to do what AI can do for free almost. And that they can make, and then the people at the top make more money.
Well, so my question is like, so now that they have booted all those people out, where do all those people get left to do?
that's for them to figure out, because at the end of the day, these companies, they
not
don't
about
care
the companies, but what do you think people should be doing?
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, people have been saying like maybe people should start going to trade schools, because
that's
those are like skills that, you know, AI can't do.
Yeah, that's basically where I was trying to get at with my question, because I'm like, where are all these people who are not going to go do AI? Where are they going to end up? And that's what I mean. Like,
but I don't know if people want to do that. That's the problem too.
And it's like, and that's what my other question too. I'm like, what do all the other like countries feel about it? Because it's like, I think like other places definitely have a lot more like just more different industries that people can really be successful in. And I'm thinking of like people in like Korea or in like Japan, like they or like in like Greenland or whatever, because people can pursue a career that they actually like want, like dance for an example, and then make something out of that career, and then get the pay that they deserve, or get like the support financially to like live on their own and whatever. Like people in like Korea, for example, if they like know traditional like Korean dance, like they'll definitely be more like compensated for that in comparison to here. Like people, it's like a concept that there's like a hungry like artist, like whether you're like an actor in Hollywood, or if you're like dancing in New York, you know, like it's kind of hard for people who have like an art to pursue it, because there's not enough like entertainment value for it, or there's not a lot of money to go around for it, even though it's something that you're passionate about. Like obviously it's like a big margin of people who are like really successful in like acting or whatever, but it's like, well, other countries, like they have people who, like in Japan, that they're like a bonsai like expert, and then they get paid like enough, you know. So it kind of makes you like wonder, like how come.
I have thoughts on it, because I think countries like Japan, they are all unified and they want to help each other, whereas in America it seems very individualistic. Does that make sense? Like people are selfish, and like you're here to achieve your own dreams, and people don't care about the people around them necessarily, whereas in Japan everything is like a unified, it just, that's true, you know, like there's doing a community things, there's a community, everyone's doing something to help benefit, like it's not just for your own sole benefit, but you want to help everyone else. Like think about even just the cleanliness of Japan, right? You don't see people throwing trash on the street, and it's so clean there, and everyone works together to make sure it stays clean. But here in America, people don't really think like that.
That's true.
They just, if they finish something like some food, they just throw like people throw stuff on the streets all the time, and they don't care, because at the end of the day, they're selfish.
Yeah, I think a lot of people here are like, it's so weird me seeing others where if it's in public and then they throw something on the ground and they're like, oh, it's someone else's like job to do that. Yeah. Like I don't know why that's like a phrase, but I feel like that's a phrase that came from here in the US. And it's like, you're right, places like in Asia where they're like more prone to like cleaning things up, or you know how in like Greece, when we went, they encourage you to use cash. Same thing with Japan too. They encourage you to use cash because it kind of redistributes like the cash use in like the country. And it's like here everyone's like, oh, cardless, no more cardless. Oh yeah, let's veto all the pennies. Goodbye pennies.
Yeah,
like I don't know why. It's kind of like that, and it's true. It's so different where like you don't actually see the money from like that's being transacted from like your card. So it's like, how do you? Very different. Yeah, and it's very also too. They're so intrigued with this whole like Bitcoin and stuff. Like people sometimes they only give out like stocks basically in exchange instead of getting money. Oh. Like have you heard about? Wait, did you know about that one on the Today Show? There's one of the hosts there. her mom got kidnapped.
Oh yes.
But then they got this like ransom sort of note, and they were asking for like Bitcoin basically instead of like money.
I think because Bitcoin can't be traced as easily.
Yes,
too.
but it's crazy that you think like, oh, it's basically like digital money that's being like asked for instead of like the actual like thing. But isn't that so different from like you hear from years ago where they're like, oh, money, like you need to keep your money in like a safe or something.
I know. I think like I think it's, I want to touch up on the point where you were saying how when we were traveling and things like that, they encouraged us to use cash to keep the money flowing in that economy. And I agree, because I feel like here in America they just want to go with whatever the new tech is, and they're so fast in wanting to change and be so much more advanced that I feel like they are giving up almost like some of our traditional, I don't know what is the word, our traditions. And I think other countries are better about conserving that and not being as quick to develop so fast where we're forgetting our roots, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like I think too it probably is a displacement about pride in the US. So I feel like the whole individualistic thing, like people are like, you know what, I don't care about America, I'm just gonna care about myself. Or like, I don't care about other people, it's only me. So they don't care about like, let's advance as like a society about whatever. And I think too, like they like stuff like the Olympics and stuff, it's kind of sort of helpful, because I feel like that's a way for people to be brought together, like fighting for their country. But then when you see places like in other countries, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that we're like at the winter, like for an example in the Philippines, there was like 1 or 2 athletes for the Winter Olympics. And as you know, that Philippines is like is an island, so they couldn't really like do practice winter sports without going somewhere. But then this is like their first time that they were able to send athletes for the Winter Olympics.
What sport?
I forgot what it was, but then like for an example in the Philippines, they're so happy and proud that they were able to like represent. And it's like here in the US they send like hundreds of athletes, but it's like even if they send hundreds of athletes, like there's people like we like root for and stuff, but it's like it doesn't really bring people together as much as like, you know, maybe in the Philippines.
Yeah, I want to go off of that, because I was saying things like I think other countries really support their athletes, even in terms of financially when it comes to winnings and endorsements. And I think people were saying like Eileen Gu, she's an American citizen, but she's choosing to represent China. And I think, you know, if you look at her, she's the top of the top in terms of an athlete at the Olympics. Her total package,
like network is like
it's like it's so much bigger than even like the second person with the highest like value, you know. I'm
pretty sure she's like top 5 most paid athletes.
She's like number 1 pretty much. And
then it's like she's competing with people like Naomi something, the tennis athlete,
Naomi Scott. She's competing with people like Chloe Kim, you know. But and it just shows like, you know, she's winning silvers, but she's making like 20 million. Chloe Kim is winning gold, but she's only making 4 million. And I think they were saying like America doesn't pay their athletes as much as other countries do, and other countries really support their athletes. Like they have this sense of like pride, even if like Eileen is from here, but then she definitely made a really smart move, I feel, because before they had like said that she didn't make a smart move, like how come you're not competing for the US because you are from like the US and stuff. But then like the potential of her, like she's also like a Columbia, she's in school right now at like Columbia, Ivy League, something like that.
And then it's like, you know, she's doing that, she's an athlete, she's a model, and she's competing for China. So it's like, you know, there's a lot more like potential as like people that we can get, but it's more than what surprisingly you can get from America that's supposed to be like the big dream.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you gotta go to China and I gotta go to the Philippines to like represent.
Which winter sport would you compete in?
I would love to do snowboarding. Like I think Chloe Kim is so cool, and then like all those athletes too. But I think that's the closest that I could be good at to something, because I already looked at the ice skating. That one's pretty intense. Yeah. Like that one, like, yeah, there's like kind of a dance element to it, but then all their tricks and the risk of like falling and hitting hard is there. But at least with snowboarding, it could be hard, but you're padded everywhere.
That's true.
Like in the ice skating, you're in a really nice attire.
Yeah. No, it's cold and you have like no knee pads or anything. Yeah. Because I used to compete in ice skating.
Yeah, I know. What would you want to do? Ice skating still?
Probably ice skating, just because I know how to ice skate and I've competed before. But I was seeing all these weird other like sports that I've never seen before, which was like, there's this thing called like ski stepping or something, where you're literally just climbing uphill a snow mountain.
Yeah, I saw
in skis. I was like, that is so fascinating. I've never seen that before.
And there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. And then you're kind of just like hopping up. I was like, that's cool. I like the speed skating one. I think maybe that one, because I can skate really fast, and that one doesn't require like tricks, but
it's only in the circle one,
yes,
right?
in circles. So I think, but you have to definitely train, I think, your stamina. But Judah, I think that's her. Judah, she won. She like represents Netherlands. She's Jake Paul's fiance. Yes, but I was like so happy for her, because I know she worked really hard to win.
I know, all these like I know that we were talking about AI and stuff, but like AI can't get pride,
that's
like,
true.
AI can't develop these like higher being skills. But it's just like so interesting, like you see all these Olympic athletes and then you kind of look into their backgrounds, and a lot of them are like super smart, and then they're doing all these things, and it's like, okay, did they need AI or whatever, or are they the AI? But then
I think
they are kind of like superhuman beings,
but they have like this discipline and this passion, and AI will never be able to have like the same sense of passion. You know what I mean?
Like, come on, AI. Actually, don't come on, AI. Like, we're not trying to compete with you. But no, it's true, because it's like AI can't really teach you like emotions. Like, it can definitely tell you like
verbally
like something about whatever, like should you break up or not or whatever. But like, I think the AI can't like develop like what you're saying with the feelings, skills and stuff. But I don't know. It's like it's helpful, because maybe you can use AI to take care of like the easier things. But then so you can focus on like better stuff. But it's like, AI can't really tell you like, oh yeah, go work out or something. Like, this is how much. Like, everybody's different, every person's different, and like, it can't read every external factor around you.
Yeah, that's why it's also scary too. It's just like, it's not getting everything to make the decision or whatever solution it's providing for you. And I feel like because of that, like, and there's no auditing of AI, right?
Yeah.
Like, whatever is being generated is like what they know based on what they're able to source from inputs or the internet data, but no one is actively auditing whatever is being generated and coming out of AI. And that's what's scary too, because people, they utilize it as like a fact machine, but they're not all facts at the end of the day, because no one's reviewing it. Like, even accounting, right? Like, accounting, there's auditors. Like, financial statements, people audit them to make sure it's not fraudulent. But what is being done to
technically
audit AI?
I think there is like some regulations that it's not allowed to like give you. So there is some sort of like standard, and I feel like there is like someone who's auditing, but you're right, it's not like it's auditing like every single answer that comes out. Like, remember when Siri came out and people were like, oh, Siri's like questioning itself, and then it's like kind of weird. So I think there's probably already been stuff like with chat or something that they are saying like, oh, chat is like recognizing stuff that's not like what just a computer would. But it's kind of scary, because it's like, who can say they can unplug chat, Like we're not in control of like, okay, let's shut this down or something, but like it's slowly becoming part of like everything. Like we already saw it like in like Canva, you've seen it in Notion, and then even Google Docs, like they use Gemini and stuff, and then
ChatGPT partnered with Adobe.
And then now every social media platform has AI. Like Instagram, it has the Meta AI. TikTok now has that weird AI that I don't really know how to feel. Have you seen it? It's like a bubble. Same thing as like Meta AI, but I kind of don't like the way that it's just kind of hovering, because I think TikTok can read what you're interested in, and then you can ask it for like to pull up a video.
It's just scary because everything's happening so fast. I can't even imagine what our lives are gonna be like even 2 years from now.
I know, because the chat stuff I felt like started coming more like 2 years ago.
And like every website now, when you know, before you would chat for customer service, it'd be a real person.
Now it's like
all bots at first. Even the DMV I'm talking to would bot.
Amazon is a bot too.
Everyone's a bot, and it's really scary. Like I understand, you know, they're trying to make things more efficient, but it's really scary, and I'm just scared. Like I'm scared for my future, let's say kids, you know, when they grow older. Can I ensure that they're gonna be able to find a good job? Will AI have replaced everything? You know, did you ever watch like Dance Moms?
Yeah, I have.
You know, Abby Lee, she always goes, everyone's replaceable, and I feel like that just sits in the back of my head, you know,
Abby
because
Lee
I'm like,
Miller's behind Tiffany's head.
I'm just like, everybody is replaceable, especially with AI. We don't know what our future is gonna be like, and it's really scary.
I definitely think like from this conversation, like there's a benefit to AI, and there's like a lot of bad that we've been like kind of naming, but it's like how, like, it's not like we can take out AI, it's already like in deep. So like I wonder if there's like a standard that we should establish for ourselves, like, you know, like don't like ask Google first before you go into asking chat, or like figure it out yourself first, or like I don't know, I wish we have like a set of things, like, you know how they said like, oh, you should drink like 8 glasses of water or something a day. But I wish that there was maybe some standards, like, okay, like limit yourself to like 10 questions to AI like every day or something.
I know, because I feel like we're gonna,
it's like almost like we're backtracking, but it's like it's hard for me to see what like the complete benefit is. And if you're from another country, let me know, because maybe like I definitely think like places like China, for an example, they're so much more advanced than we are, and we don't know. Same thing with like Japan and stuff, like even their algorithm. Like I know we were all joking about Red Note and stuff when it first came out, but then if you actually look at the platform, it definitely has a little bit more advancement than even if you can't understand what it is, it has like an algorithm that's different than ours. Like technically the whole TikTok shop stemmed from these apps from like Red Note and stuff, or like the other Chinese like social media apps.
Oh yeah, they are way ahead of us. Even my grandpa's on so many that I've never heard of, and they all look almost like other apps that we use. And I'm just like, wow, they are very advanced. But
then it's like, but you see people in China are like, they seem like they're succeeding in like certain areas, or they're adapting at least to it. So I want to know what the standard is. But anyways, that was a really great discussion a little bit about AI. I think like surprisingly, I'm not sure if everyone knows that we can go on and on about this, because I think this is something that's so current no matter like what space you're in. It's like kind of daunting to feel, but then it's also like you're kind of like, oh, it's making my life so much easier. So there's like a give or take, but we'd love to know more of your thoughts. But yeah, you can comment below, but you know where to find us on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and YouTube at Just One Bite Pod, and we release episodes every week. But yeah, if you have any like more comments, let us know, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.